Hope you guys are all doing well today. Happy Monday. Hope you guys are ready for a good pre-market session. Look at this bounce from yesterday. From Friday, guys. Friday's bounce off of this level of support. Bottom of range. Bounced at the bottom with this demand zone right here. Would like to see if we can maybe continue back higher. We broke previous day high already. Now, I'm going to be a little careful with that previous day high because just because we broke previous day high doesn't really mean we're going to continue higher, right? We've seen us break previous day high recently, and then it just failed afterwards. So we're going to be careful with that. We are sort of near the bottom of the range, so I would like to see us continue higher to the top of the range. This sell-off last week made a lot of traders bearish. So best time to buy is when others are selling. If everybody's still off sides and we rally for today, they're going to be behind, right? They're going to be lacking. Let's see the 4 hour. Let's see. I had a 4 hour supply right here that we tried to reject, but we held. I want to delete that because we broke it. I want to check out this 15-minute supply zone right here. When did we break that? We broke that yesterday. Okay, interesting. This blue zone, I want to see what this blue zone is. That was a daily fair value gap. That was an area of interest too. So right now, guys, what I'm doing is I'm just sort of going through my zones and my levels, and I'm seeing what I can delete and what I shouldn't delete. Because what it'll do is it'll give me a bit of a clearer picture of market strength and direction. An overall trend, previous day low, daily demand right there. This is the daily fair value gap. We see held as support. We broke below it for the manipulation. We're back above it for the distribution. That's where I would look for us to continue higher. 30-minute, I would want to see really if we have anything down here. Now, because I don't see much down here, what I would like to see is if we could come back to this 59.20 area for longs on ES. So right here, would like to see ES come down to. Let's mark out our gap fill. So our gap price is just right here. Let's see, previous day high is right here. Staying a little patient. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, guys. Hope you guys are all doing well today. We're currently looking at the ES over here. We're looking to see if we could find any demand zones for support or any broken supply zones to go along. And the first level I saw is this 59.20. If we could come back and retest that, we have our gap fill price at 59.64. We have midnight price somewhere up here, so that's not too relative in my opinion at the moment. Let's check out some other time frames, see if we can find any demand zones down here. Broken, and we'll even get rid of this blue zone. A little bit, so you guys see how we have a basing candle right here, and then we have our impulse move, but we have a longer candle, a longer wick to the upside, so we want to try to find a different time frame zone here. And if I can't, I'm really not seeing anything, then I might just go with that hourly. I'd rather something that held this whole area, but the 2 hour demand, this wouldn't really be a 2 hour. That candle's way too big. The 3 hour shows a green candle right there. 4 hour. A little bit on the 4 hour, but it doesn't really give us our follow through. Now let's check that 1 hour one more time. See where it was at. Now, if we do extend to the right, this was an area of consolidation. So it sort of would just confirm that this daily demand zone does have some buyers in it. So some places I'm going to look for reactions today, guys, on ES is 59.20 and then about 58.80 inside that demand zone. If we could push lower, we'll pull up Bookmap and see if we have any price levels higher or lower right now. And we'll also take a look at, let's see, make sure everything's up and running. Beautiful. Take a look at crude and gold too. Crude, gold. Gold on the daily. Gold's been selling off on the daily, so definitely would probably consider shorts over longs right now on gold. Previous day low, previous day high. Now, what I might be looking for, because we're near previous day high, is to see if we could sweep that and then reverse back lower for some gold shorts. Let's see. Check the 3 hour. I'll look at that double top right here in the supply zone. Now, I wanted a short above previous day high, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look to see if we have any supply zones up there. Almost. That was almost, oh no, above previous day high, so somewhere over here. Not really seeing anything line up because the more choppy it is, let's see. Nope, lower the odds we find something clean. We have a little bit of a supply zone, a 30-minute supply right here I would consider marking out, and that's because it does line up in that blue zone as well. So that'll be our 30-minute supply, and that is above that previous day high too. I can't see the 30-minute part. All right, so gold looking for maybe 2902. That's near key psych level 2900. We are rejecting right now at this 15-minute supply zone. Let's take a look back at ES on Bookmap now and see if we have any price levels that have been sitting there for some time. Could even look at this Bookmap. Nothing to the downside, nothing, a little bit to the upside. Nothing crazy out of the ordinary. When you see price levels like these guys on Bookmap and they're stagnant and they're constantly changing, those aren't as significant. It's the price levels that have been there for quite some time. Nope, nothing too significant on ES over here either. So let's see if we have any calendars, any economic events coming up. Today's Monday. We have PMI. Now, last week we had what was it? It was like it wasn't regular PMI. It was Thursday or Friday. It was Chicago PMI. It did not impact the market. Chicago PMI is a 2 under the medium importance, whereas this week we have our regular ISM manufacturing PMI at 10 o'clock. This is going to make an impact on the market. So we're going to be patient, wait for that. That's at 10 o'clock. We'll wait and see. I wish there was a way to like click it and have it bring you to TradingView the last time we were there. All right, let's check out. We checked out gold. We checked out crude. I'm sorry, we checked out ES. We'll check out crude now. Crude's holding up this zone that I had marked out. Let's check that daily time frame. Find our previous day highs and previous day lows. Get rid of that level. Previous day high, previous day low. And I did mention I wanted to start marking the opening price as well. Thought I saved it. I guess not. Save this as open. Save as open. Gold looks like it does want to push higher. Let's check out gold. I'm sorry, this is crude. Crude oil looks like it wants to push higher. And we'll look at some stats real quick and see crude oil on the previous day's range because we're already broken that previous day's high. So we're going to look at the daily session. Previous day high broken. And 73% chance of closing green. But now we want to look by weekday. 80% chance of closing green on Monday when we break Friday's high overnight. So keeping me a little bit more bullish on something like crude. And looking at the 15-minute time frame too, it does look like we're creating an order block or a demand zone right here. So if this 15-minute is basing, then this 15-minute closes somewhere up here. I would look for us to continue and push higher, and I would look for long positions on crude oil. If we can retest somewhere back within this order block, we would target the recent little pivot high we made there. We're going to mark that out as buy side liquidity. YouTube, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Hope you guys are enjoying and always enjoy our content we make here, our live streams and everything. There's also a 30-minute, it looks like another 30-minute basing too, which closes in 15 minutes. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be looking for crude to continue long here. I like the stats. I like how this 15 is starting to hold. It's even going to close in about 5 seconds. So that's going to be what we're looking for at the moment. And that's on crude oil for some potential longs. Look at that close on the 15. Beautiful. So let's do our write-up now because we want to be aware. Dude, pretty much. This is pretty much. Oh, nope. Where we at? There we go. Nope. This one. So what we're looking for on crude oil dash CL. Crude has been in a pretty strong bear trend for the past month and a half or so, period. However, we found some support recently, and sellers have been failing to bring us lower, period. I'd like to see if this 15-minute order block holds at 70.15 to bring us to buy-side liquidity at 70.60. We might be coming back to retest that now, too. We could always bring out Bookmap and see on crude. You know, do we have an imbalance? And look at this. Look at this. We have low volume around 70.15. That's right where my potential entry was. So I'm going to be looking for that on crude oil for some longs. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for, 70.60, crude oil, yada, yada, yada. And then the edge full stat I saw was when we break Friday's high day overnight on Monday, we close green 80% of the time. Okay, cool. So yeah, looking for some longs here on oil, and we might actually get those entries soon. So I'll let you guys know. Getting close to that entry. Okay, so there's the low volume shelf I mentioned. I wanted to see us sort of hold off of that. Okay, boom, there's dip in. Okay, I'm going to get ready to send a limit order out. Okay, I'm going to take it here because I like it here. Stop loss will keep sort of relatively close in case it does want to just dip because this is a supply zone. We did reject this zone on Friday, but we have been breaking overall to the upside. So that's why I wanted to just sort of take a small stab at longs here, target that buy side liquidity, tight stop loss. I'm okay if it stops me out. That's okay too. I was really looking for this area to hold on Bookmap. So if we get back above the 70.18, that would be great. If not, I might just stop out of this. It's not looking like buyers are trying to hold it just yet. 30-minute time frame too would need this 30 to push higher and continue higher as well. So it's okay that the 15 is pulling back. There we go. That's a nice reaction I wanted to see. Now if we get back above the 70.16, 70.18, that would be huge. We have some more buying delta up here. However, it's been a bit stronger to the downside. See more red than we see green. So we could try to flip that as well. That would be ideal. But right now, sellers are trying to take control. There we go. Come on, buyers. You want to hold it. You know you want to hold it. We're in these crude longs. Tight stop loss. Looking for buy side liquidity. 4-1. Almost 5-1 risk to reward. 4.5-1. Here we go. Really looking us to get over this volume shelf right here. It's like 70.17. I want to see these buyers hold here. There we go. Come on, buyers. Get some accumulation. Get some volume here. Look at this 117 on the positive volume delta at 70.14. So looking for us to hold. I like that hold right there so far. 5-minute just opened 30 seconds ago too. So I am sort of expecting us to dip back within this zone one more time. But I would like to see us continue higher. There we go. I want this buyer bubble to get big, right? I want this buyer to get larger so it looks like we're accumulating there. Right now, the 70.17, definitely a bit of a struggle zone. I liked it long because we're above previous day high. Well, we broke previous day high overnight. Mondays, when you break Friday's previous day high, we have an 80% chance of closing green. So really looking to see if we could scale back above this like 70.18, 70.19 level. I do think buyers will want to take it once we can break those levels again. What up, John? Absolutely, my man, for sure. Guys, don't forget, join me this Wednesday on Benzinga at 11:30 for a chance to win a free Apex Trader evaluation account. Oh, picking up. Come on. Come on, crude. We'll wait all day. And if it stops us out, it stops us out. If it continues, great. I like us to continue here. I'd say if we didn't have the supply zone here, we'd probably have a better chance of pushing higher with some strength. But we did break the supply zone twice now. So definitely expecting us to sort of try to range back higher. Some sellers, buyers are failing to bring it back above. Got to be a little careful. Got to be a little patient. I said on the 5-minute, it looked like it might want to dip one more time into this zone. So let's see if, okay. Let's see. Really need these buyers to mean business here. Okay, crude. Come on, crude. Let's hold it up. I like that we're trying to hold this zone. The 70.19 level's pretty good. There we go, 70.20. All right, let's see. Hey, morning, Ken. What's going on, my man? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We're in some slow ass crude longs right now. Looking for looking for buyers to take us back higher on crude. Currently failing, but I was looking for this 15-minute order block to hold, which we did test it, and we're trying to push back above. Just got to be a little careful on this. Stop loss is at 70.05. Looking for buyers to continue here. I'm brand new traders. This strategy work with options. What up, Rightly Rich? Yeah, I mean it depends. I trade supply and demand, fair value gaps, buy side, sell side liquidity, previous day highs. These are all different types of price action, right? So you could use those along with stocks as well if you're trading options. Now we're looking at crude oil here, so there's no stock or options to trade on crude oil. Same with gold, I don't believe. So what you would look for, if anything, is when I trade ES and NQ, you could trade the SPY, which is the S&P 500, which is the ES, or the NQ is the QQQ, which you could trade options on. Let's take a quick look at the NAS right now while oil futzes around. Let's see what we got. I'm looking for right up here. There's got to be something right here. Nope. Nope. Sort of a supply zone. Do S. What is this? 1 hour. Crude oil. Go, go, go. Bye, bye, bye. NAS 1 hour supply, a little bit of a 1 hour order block here. So check this out. Check this out. Order block here on NQ. And it held. Hold up, we'll do a box so we can drag it out. Now we have another one here. Question is, do we want to come retest this one and hold? So I'm going to add my alert here. We're still in these crude longs. Crude's struggling, but sellers are struggling to bring us lower. Buyers are starting to stack up here on the bid. There we go. There we go, crude. Come on now. Quit playing with us. Bye, bye, bye. I was looking for the 15 to close green too, because we have our 15-minute red order block. We have our 15-minute impulse move. We retested the order block, so I wanted this 15 to push higher and close green. So we're going to wait and see on that. It is 8:58. We'll be wrapping up the pre-market prep in a couple minutes, and then we'll be hopping onto our live stream. Whoop, whoop. Crude on a struggle bus, but it feels like it's squeezing for a pop right now. The CVD is red on crude, so that's something to be aware of too. Something I've been keeping an eye on a bit more on my trading is the CVD, that's the cumulative volume delta. I'd much rather be trading with that than against it. So right now we're in the longs, but that's sort of against it, right? We looked like we were trying to move back higher, but the CVD is still red. It's still negative. So we could just be a little patient here. Wait on this 15 to close. 55 seconds left for the 15 to close, and it's looking like it wants to hold, but we're going to wait. Getting pretty weak, getting pretty choppy here. A lot of volume accumulated in this range. I want to see this. I want to see us push higher, so this seller is trapped, right? Because again, we need some volume to help us move in the other direction. But the 30-minute closes in 20 seconds, I should say. And if we do close down here, I'm just going to stop out of my crude short long position before my stop loss, right? I'm going to be more conservative and keep my loss even smaller. And yeah, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, I'm going to get out right there. Not even worth it. Nope. No, thank you. I gotta listen to the market sometimes. It still hasn't broken this zone entirely, so this trade setup still isn't sort of out of the question, I should say. But looking at this volume, looking at the CVD picked up red, definitely don't want to be going long in a situation like this. This is the bottom of the range right currently, but if we look left, the bottom of our range is really down here. So out of the longs, very small loss. We have other trade setups we could keep an eye on now. And yeah, market opens in about 30 minutes. This could have been a little bit of a move lower before continuing higher. Oh, I do like that 30-minute. We have an inverse hangman candle, so sometimes we'll get our pop lower and then reverse back higher. So I would consider taking another stab long on crude here. Proper stop loss for buy side liquidity. Yeah, I mean, if we could switch back up on that CVD, that would be huge. If not, this might just be a pullback before we continue lower again. But remember, this range right here, if we hold this, and even on this 5-minute, even if we want to wait for the 5-minute to close before taking any longs, this 5 really can't shoot all the way up here in one candle. Of course it can if we had some type of news or something impactful, or Trump mentioned something about tariffs, because that affects oil so strongly. But if we wait for this 5 to close somewhat green or somewhat above this green zone, what we would be doing is we'd be more patient and be waiting for our confirmation. If I take a long here just because it looks like we're reversing again, and then it dumps back and goes red again, well, I'm going to feel like a dum-dum because I was impatient for my confirmation, didn't have confirmation, and took a trade anyways, and that's not how we want to trade. So if we take our patient aspect, know that we did our analysis on the 15-minute time frame, we could wait for a 5-minute to close in our favor, then yes, okay, now we could wait, then we could take the trade on the next 5-minute. But if we wait for this 5 to close and it still closes back within this range or closes bearish, then we could know to stay out of it until we get some type of sign or confirmation. That's oil. This is NASDAQ, ES. Check them on the 15-minute. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up the pre-market prep here. So we're going to sort of be watching some potential crude. We'll see. Crude oil, when it does break that previous day high, it does have a, what it's saying, 80% chance of closing green. So again, with those odds, maybe if we're able to get a long position below the opening price and target somewhere back above the opening price, that might also be for a good trade setup as well. So let's see if we have any demand zones. It looks like we do have a 45-minute demand right here. And because the market was able to move around and give us a different idea and some different setups, we're now able to sort of modify our pre-market prep. So now what I would like to see is if we can maybe come to this 45-minute demand zone and find some support down there. That's at 69.44. Well, I don't really see much until 69.25. 69.25. That would be a huge sell-off for crude oil to go down there. So we're going to be patient on that, and we're just going to wait and see. Guys, Discord, you guys can stick around. I'm not going anywhere for you. YouTube, I'm going to hang up this pre-market prep and then jump into our live stream of the day. So I'll see you guys shortly.